Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Gabe Roberts from Back to Nature Lifestyle Medicine. It's that time of the month again, okay? I want to emphasize this because I've had a lot of people ask questions about this lately. And I shared a video the other day and I had many people private message me and ask me more about this. So this is the relevant time to talk about it, okay? Parasite symptoms. These get missed all the time in doctors. I've mentioned this in past lectures. Our clinic has never had a local functional medicine doctor, a DAPC, a naturopathic doctor, a pediatrician, an internist ever catch a parasite in a child. Not one time. So if you have health challenges and you're not sure what's going on, and the doctors are telling you it's all in your head or there's nothing wrong with you, etc., I want you to think about parasites. This is a common stealth infection in America. 98 out of 100 people can carry these completely undetected. Here's a great way to know if you have a bug, okay? Stomach aches around the full moon, okay? So the full moon is going to be this Friday. It doesn't have to be just stomach aches. Nervousness, striking behavioral changes, aches and pains, things like that. If you ask any nurse, law enforcement officer, or any teacher, what's the full moon like? They'll look right at you and be able to tell you the public goes unwound. Why? Because the full moon is what regulates the hatch cycles of these parasites. That's when they're the most active, that's when they're feeding, that's when they're hatching the most, and that's why you can expect a big increase in symptoms as this occurs. So during the whole week of this full moon leading up to, count on having these things if you have a parasite problem. Digestive irregularities, constipation, diarrhea, very common with these. An overwhelming gas and bloating feeling that starts to come on during the week of the full moon, and you can't really figure out why, and it doesn't have a real pattern of what's going on. Joint and muscle pain. This can be anywhere. This can be headaches, this can be liver pain, this can be knee pain, this can be low back pain. Very common. A majority, and I'm a chiropractor and I know this very well, a majority of people's low back pain and shoulder pain today are due to toxic bowels, okay? Toxic waste that's around in their gut area, largely in part because of the byproducts of these infections. These infections will rob you of nutrients and leave toxic byproducts that'll have you have brain fog, irritability, sleep disturbances, all kinds of, you can name A to Z symptom-wise, and we've seen it all. Anemia, like I just mentioned, they're going to rob you of your nutrients, and this is just one example. They actually feed on the iron components of red blood cells, and that can keep people having dark complexion under their eyes. That's a good sign that their blood is toxic, that something else deeper is going on. Okay, a whole host of skin conditions, everything from rashes to pimples to wounds that won't heal, things like that. You've got to think a little deeper, and especially if your doctor keeps prescribing steroids or creams, or you're getting on Facebook and people are telling you all kinds of things to do, different types of creams and this and that. If you have skin conditions that are that come and go, but you notice they start to increase during the week of the full moon, you need to suspect that you have a deeper critter, especially if you're around animals, because these are carriers of these, and you can get these very easily from house pets. Okay, sleep disturbances. Not being able to fully sleep through the night during this week, and lots of teeth grinding, especially in children. Parents, do your kids a favor. If your children are having teeth grinding, sleep disturbances, striking behavioral changes during these weeks during the full moon, have them evaluated for parasites. And please don't go to a doctor that has insurance, because he's going to look at you funny and not think they exist. Again, very small percentage of doctors are actually trained in dealing with these things effectively, okay? Sleep disturbances, immune problems. Like I mentioned before, if you have health challenges that are not getting addressed and you are not getting the answers you need to think parasites, okay? And of the intestinal problems that we see, anything from irritable bowel to Crohn's disease to ulcerative colitis to diverticulitis, those are usually 4 causes that we know of. Gallbladder, E. coli from food poisoning, no germ in the gut because they're on too many antibiotics, or parasites. That's always the culprit behind that. We always see parasites as a big contributed to intestinal inflammatory diseases. It's not a steroid deficiency. Don't think your insurance is going to look for these root causes. Another and one of the most pronounced symptoms across the board is fatigue. People that have fatigue, they sleep all the time and they wake up and they can't focus and they're just wanting to sleep all the time. That's a stealth infection, usually parasite related or Epstein-Barr related, but that's another topic. But I just wanted to get you guys up to speed. If you have any of these symptoms and many more, look at the full moon calendar and recognize the correlation between these two, okay? To get back to your vibrant state of health, you have to get back to your roots, back to nature. You gotta love yourself. Thanks for listening.